All right, all right, all right. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome back to the channel. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. All right, all right. Hopefully the audio is audioing. This is part two. I was live the other day. You know, speaking on living your life to the fullest now. You gotta live that life to the fullest now. We can't be waiting for, tomorrow because we understand that tomorrow, we understand tomorrow is not a promise. And also, putting things off till tomorrow is like a slight to God, honestly, saying that you're gonna do something later. It's like, oh really? Oh, you know? Oh, really? You're gonna do it later? Okay. Okay, Mr. Later or Mrs. Later, you're gonna do it later. All right. You're gonna do what you can do now later. Okay. Let's see how that works out for you. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that later stuff is a slight to God, if you ask me. Um, so pretty much this live stream is part two from what's today? Today is Saturday. I believe that was Thursday night's live stream. All right. So right now I'm waiting for my phone to charge up a little bit. Shouldn't take long. I don't need it to be fully charged. I just need about 10-15% because I have my talking points and my notes on my phone, and we're gonna get right to it. So at least that allows us some time to get some more folks into the live stream, and always know that you can comment in the chat, and I have my eye on it, and anything that any points that you would like to make, feel free. Your voice is important here. Your voice is absolutely important on the Love Always Wins channel. Pesci Bowman, Love Always Wins. You know what it is. All right. But pretty much without the talking points, it's a holiday weekend, and I'm not stressing it. I ain't stressing it. But what I'm doing is pretty much I'm putting it out there for anyone who comes across this. If you come across this live, you are supposed to come across this live, and you are supposed to hear this message. This message is for you. Live today. Live now. Start today. That thing that you are going to put off for tomorrow, do it today. And no matter how it looks like it turns out, you can do something today that you said that you were going to do tomorrow, and it may look like a complete failure today, and in your heart you should be like, see, I should have waited till tomorrow. I should have waited. I should have just waited till tomorrow and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because that's not how things really work. And by now you should notice. You can't always go by, what's the word? You can't always go by, you can't judge the book by its cover, you know? So when you're taking that step, like I spoke about in part one, when you're taking that step into the unknown, sometimes it's gonna, when you put your foot down on the ground, you won't know exactly what you're stepping on, but you're stepping on something. And all these thoughts are gonna go through your head like, oh, what was that? It was squishy. What was it? Was it slime? Was it, what I'm saying? Was it poop? Was it so on and so forth? You never know what it was. You don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And all of these negative things are gonna go through your mind and go through your head. And next week or 2 weeks, you'll realize like, oh crap, you know what? It wasn't anything bad. It was, you actually stepped on a bag of slime. You actually stepped on slime. No, you stepped on a bag of money that was covered in slime. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. You stepped on a pile of poo that was covering up your acres of diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because your oil field is covered in poop, is that too much for you to have to work to get through it? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna dig. You're not gonna dig through the poop to get to your oil. Hello, hello. You get where I'm coming from? So you can't judge the book by its cover. Like, you can't do that and allow that to scare you away from stepping. Step. You know what I mean? Step. You gotta step. This is what this is about. All right. We live in life to the fullest, and we stepping. We moving. We moving forward. Because a lot of times, I got my talking points on my phone, but it seems like I won't even need it for this one. Right? Um, you got to keep stepping. This is what this is about. And you're an inspiration. That's the thing. You are an inspiration for so many folks, for so many people. You are the inspiration for when you take your first step. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're a baby taking your first step. When you do new things and when you step into the unknown, there are people cheering for you. When you was a baby, took your first step, and everybody say, "Oh, cheering! Oh, yeah." It was a time. You know what I'm saying? It was a special occasion. Your first steps. Your first steps that you put together. Boom, 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 one after the other, and then boom, you went down. You went down. You ain't just take your first steps and keep on running. You took your first steps. Boom, down. So that's what life is. That's what life is. That's what life is. But when you go down, you don't go down though. Like, just because you hit a bump in the road, or you hit an obstacle or a challenge, that doesn't mean that you get depressed. You don't go down mentally and emotionally. You might go down physically, but just because you're down physically doesn't mean that you gotta like lose hope in the whole situation. Nah. While you down there, guess what? Rest. Rest. That's what you do. You rest. We gotta learn how to take things and stride. Take it in stride. You take it, boom, the challenge, the bump, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? You take the bump, okay, see how it feels, recalibrate, gather yourself, and stride. You take it in stride. That's how we do this. That's how you live life to the fullest. It's when you allow life to beat you down and keep you down. That's when you start feeling not like yourself. That's when you're depressed. You let life beat you down and depress you, press you down, make you feel like you can't breathe. When you feel like you can't breathe now, you feel like you trapped. You start getting anxious because it's like you got no room to move around and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you live your life to the fullest, you are full of life. Like, you so full of life that you have to open up. You know what I'm saying? You have to feel free. You have to. You got to spread your wings. You know what I mean? It's like you have to fly. You have to. Living life to the fullest is like you have to fly. You have to fly. And even if it doesn't look like it on the outside, you know, You right now I got on shades. You can't see my eyes, You can't see my eyes, but guess what? In my heart, in my heart is free. My mind is open. It's open, you know? So it's not once again, it's not about the the outside look. It's what is in you. And you gotta live life to the fullest inside first, You gotta be open to new things. And not saying that the new thing is going to be something that you're going to indulge in, but it doesn't have to upset you. Something new doesn't have to, because you already know what your love is. You know what you love. And since you know what you love and you understand love and you want to be allowed to love what you love, you don't care what anybody else's love. They're free to love whatever they want to love, So living life to the fullest is also releasing the judgment, releasing that judgment, and when you release the judgment on others, you release the judgment on yourself. And then when you release the judgment on yourself, you release the judgment on others. So it's vice versa, it's the mirror concept. It's the mirror concept. And that's what this thing is about. It's the mirror concept, but you have to really, really open yourself up to things that generally you wouldn't you wouldn't you wouldn't be open to. And once again, it's not anything that you would have to indulge in, but you just have to have the carefree attitude of it. Like, hey, if you like it like that, I love it like that. Have it like that. I wish you the best. I wish you the best. You can have it how you want it. You know why? Because I want to have it how I want it, and I don't want anybody to 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 get in my way who's not in my favor. I want all things in my favor. I want all things in my favor. Am I wrong for that? Are you wrong for wanting all things in your favor? So if you want all things in your favor, can you wish that somebody else doesn't have all things in their favor? Do you believe that someone has to lose for you to win? Do you believe that someone has to lose for you to win? Think about that one. I ain't going to tell you whether you're right or you're wrong with that, Do you believe that someone has to lose for you to win? The way I see it is, if you win, let's say you win the lotto, $20 million. I'm a car salesman. I sell exotic cars. And you in the market to buy 3-4 cars. You come to me, you buy 3-4 cars from me. Totaling, let's say, $7 million you spent buying exotic cars from me. Someone has to win for me to win. Now, you know what I'm saying? You get me. You get me. My thing is win, 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 win. Now. You get me? Now. All right? So someone has to win for you to win. You see that thinking? You see it? Someone has to win for you to win. So I want everybody to win, because when you win, I win. When you now, I now. When you won, I won. You get me? So, sometimes I hear these things, and they're really cliche lines, and they're really lines that get rooted. They get rooted into the subconscious thinking, and Upon further review, upon further thought, upon further thought, we realize that, hold on, that line actually doesn't make it makes sense the other way, how how I was thinking before, but when I look at it this way, oh, this is actually the way that if I looked at it like this, I can move up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 levels now. Because if you understood that if other people winning, you win, then you would always help other people win, right? If you are the type that helps other people win, that makes you very, very important. That makes you a very important piece to anybody's to anybody's business, in anybody's life. If you're a winner, and that means that you are always capable and always able to live a prosperous and abundant lifestyle. Now, if you believe that someone has to lose for you to win, then that means that what? Let me get my phone. But think about that one, right? If if understanding that if someone else wins, that makes you win. So you always put yourself in a position, and your name, your existence, your business, your motto, your 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 motto is, I'm the person that always helps other people win, because when they win, I win. And there's nothing wrong with wanting somebody else to win, because I'm going to win also. That is okay. That is okay. If that is a part of the prosperous and abundant lifestyle, then what is on the flip side? What is the person that believes someone has to lose for me to win? What word is synonymous with that type of thinking? Think about it while I get my phone. All right, 47%. Okay, so what that is the scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset. Because what does that lead you to? That leads you to cheat. That leads you to cheat. That leads you to lying. All of those things, they all live in the same house. Scarcity, cheating, lying, deceiving, all of those things live in the same house. The same as prosperity, abundance, winning, believing that if you win, I win, we win. Those things live in the same house. They all live in the same house, while the scarcity and the fear-based mindsets, thoughts live in their house. So you got to make a choice. What house do you want to live in? And when you play the game of living in both houses, my summer house is prosperity and abundance and self-love, love, compassion, empathy for others, patience. My summer house is so virtuous. It's beautiful. I love it there. I have so many friends there. It's such a loving place. I feel so relaxed and calm. I get my best work done in my summer house. But my winter house of fear, scarcity, lying, cheating, deceitfulness, laziness, um, you know, the winter house. Oh my goodness, that's I got some secrets over there, and I hope they never come out. That's how you gotta live over there. But when you bouncing back in between them houses, guess what? You become a maniac. You become crazy. You become crazy because you working so hard. You working so hard to try to balance the two when it's totally unnecessary, and you'll never have peace. That's the thing. You will never have peace when your summer house is so beautiful and your winter house is just hell. You know, when you want to live in heaven and hell, how you want to live in heaven and hell? How you want to do that? Come on, think about it, guys. Come on, come on. You are smarter. You are smart. You are intelligent, and you are bright. You are bright as the sun. You are a star. You shine bright. You shine bright. How you living in heaven and hell and wondering why you have no peace? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You smarter than that. Come on, you smarter than that. Let's be for real. I gotta check my audio. Let me check my audio real quick. Okay, audio is good. Audio is good. So yeah, like I was saying, you can't. You like, come on. We gotta be smarter than that. And honest, very honest. If anyone who's catching this live, who's coming across this video, this right here is important for you to know. If you are searching for peace and wondering why you aren't experiencing peace, total peace, it's because you are living in those two houses. You're living in hell in one moment and then hell in the next. You're living in hell for 5 minutes and then heaven in for 30 seconds. You're living in heaven for a day and hell for 2 days. And you're wondering what's going on. You got to make a choice. Today, you have to make a choice. Now. Win now. You want to win? So you make that choice now. Now. So you win now, You make that choice right now that you're going to choose a house to live in. Okay? You're going to choose a house. You're going to choose heaven, prosperity, abundance, love, compassion, peace, self-love, self-care, self-worth, self-value, being able to turn water into wine, being able to turn lead into gold, having your presence just be enough that you don't even have to speak, being able to become magnetic, to know that you attract and you don't have to chase, or you could live in the hell house and have to chase everything that you want, that you desire. You live from fear. You're a liar. You're a cheater. You're a deceiver. You think that the other person has to lose in order for you to win. You live in that house who's always in a hurry, always in a rush, live with anxiety, confusion, convolution. What else? What else? anger. What else? That's the house you hell. You live in hell. You got to make a choice. What house you want to live in? The house where you get no peace at all. Come on, come on. If you're wondering why you don't have peace, you got to make the right choice. And the way that you find peace is by always residing in the house. You have to always reside there. It's heaven or hell. Which one you gonna choose? You know, there's a saying is you can't choose, you can't serve two masters. All right. So let's just leave it like that. You understand? You understand me? Hey now, say now. You can't choose two masters. You can't serve two masters. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. You can't serve two masters. All right. So get your mind right before you get left in the hell house. All right. Get your mind right before you get left. Before you get left thinking that somebody got to lose for you to win. Get your mind right because karma is Uncle Sam. You feel me? All right. In the spiritual world, karma is Uncle Sam, and karma is always taking account. Always.